Alright, so we're actually going to be recording a new video, which I have not put out in a very long time. This entry into our 2017 gun mocks. The funny thing is we're 9 months through the year and I have not done a single gun review this entire year, but I believe it is now time to begin those reviews. So, we are going to be introducing the M40A3 Divinity Edition, right? So this is what it looks like within LDD, and this is what it looks like between blue render and LDD rendering. So this was originally called the Godlike Edition, but I do not like the use of God in this context because I think there are better ways to do certain things within the model, particularly within this area right about here. So I'm going to be changing from Godlike to Divinity because Divinity both sounds better and not as pompous, as well as not giving it the air as if it is completely perfect, but not taking away from the overall design of the weapon itself. So this is the rendered image that we will be using as the thumbnail and the basis for how this looks somewhat in real life, and then we're going to go ahead and review it within LDD itself. So this was actually the very first model that I created this year. This was something that challenged me deeply on a very personal level. This was created about the time that Nick Brick was releasing his Kostov, and by that I mean basically I saw how Nick was using Technic to build this frame for a weapon, and I fell in love with it because Technic as a whole is very strong and capable, but it's not very aesthetically pleasing. So what ended up happening is I wanted this really nice, realistic grip for the M40A3, but I did not want it to break all too easily, so I had to use Technic for it. So what I came up with is this really interesting method of combining sideways brackets and then Technic built up on the inside here between the brackets to create this type of grip right here, which is rounded in this almost perfect way, essentially. And then I use these side plates here to create this perfect angle. These pieces here, along with the cheese slopes, just create this nice inward angle. This is just almost the perfect grip for the M40A3 as far as I'm concerned, and it's just something that I really liked about doing for the M40A3 Divinity Edition. As for the majority of everything else, it's actually pretty standard. This area back here provides pretty much just a whole bunch of Technic for support. The stock eventually comes out to 4 studs wide, though the front of it's made out of plates. Most of the grip is made out of plates, Technic mixed together. Technic continues into the stock itself. Some of the stock is hollow to accommodate the fact that you can adjust this cheek rest based off of these pins and these holes on the side. You just pull these pins out, which are held into the stock via cross pins instead of circles. Move the cheek piece to wherever you feel it would be most comfortable, and then you have your cheek riser. The grip we have basically talked about. This is just an absolutely perfect shape. It has a nice long throw coming back and an angle to it as well. As well as an area to put your thumb coming over the stock and then coming down here. A lot of this gun is either upside down or sideways. Most of the front end out here is upside down. These pieces here are upside down as well to achieve the slope that I wanted coming up into the trigger guard. The trigger guard is upside down so that I could use these arch pieces here. This is a pretty standard trigger that I've been using from now on. The main body of this weapon is actually 5 studs wide, as you can see through here. The reason I flipped most of these upside down is so that I could use these rounded pieces. Give this just a nice little round end to it without hurting your... Basically, this is just an aesthetic type thing, so it doesn't hurt your hand as well. This portion back here is the start of the internal magazine. This is a total of 3 studs wide. This is 5 studs wide. This is all sorts of screwed up in terms of studs wide. The stock comes out the 4 studs wide. Your cheek rest is 6. The stock pad back here is 4. The mounting system for the rail system, which is 3 studs wide, is 4 studs wide. The bolt is 2 stud wide, and the barrel is 3 stud wide, using tires and cylinder bricks that are put together. So there's a lot of stud dimensions going into this, but I think it worked out pretty well, and it looks really nice. So yes, in terms of working features, it's pretty simple. You can move the trigger. You can actuate the safety. The safety on this model was actually quite entertaining to build because it was quite a challenge. It's this piece right here. I believe down is the fire, up is safe, like so. And it's just on the inside of this bolt. You can see it just barely works using a jumper plate for this piece, I believe, just to push it out a little bit. This was, like I said, a pretty interesting thing to try and build. The actual piece here should rotate like so. So as you can see, it locks into place based on this piece right here. And then this piece can rotate upwards so that you may draw the bolt backwards. Drawing the bolt backwards pretty much doesn't withdraw too much in terms of the bolt and whatnot. So you can see the stuff going on through here. There is a caveat with drawing the bolt back is this is meant to fit the bolt, but it's also designed to stop itself. So there is this piece right here, which does not fit through this hole that is created. And because it does not fit through that hole that is created, it will stop right back here all the way back as needed, which is great. So you don't have to worry about it, the bolt just coming out randomly. There's no scope on this weapon. If I was going to use a scope, it would be Alan's custom Lego scope. It's a pretty basic scope that I use on, I'd go to say pretty much every single one of the sniper rifles that I build. If I were not to use that scope in particular, then I would probably actually use an ACOG for the Modern Warfare Remastered kind of crowd of worth of people. So this would be something that I would be willing to throw on that weapon as well. The Locust Scope, of course, I would not be willing to put on there, but I could if I felt the need to. So that's that. This, despite being a Divinity edition, I did not realize this until now, is unable to be reloaded the way that it should be. My other M40A3 had a tube in the form of a hollow area in here that you could actually load the rounds into through the breech like you're supposed to, because there's an internal magazine that you can load things into. Apparently, I did not do that on this model. I could have sworn that I did, and it's pretty easy to do. Most of these are plates that are 2 by whatever, so they're 2 studs wide. If I just delete these, switch these over to the 1 by versions, I would have 3 studs worth of space on the inside of this entire handguard to stack up bullets within, or mock bullets within, to technically load this rifle. So it is definitely possible. I just did not do it for some reason. I don't quite remember why, but this is the M40A3. This video will actually have some editing within it to look good. The beginning of this video where I'm switching to OBS, and then the end of this video where I'm switching out of OBS, will be cut out so that it actually starts like a proper video. There will be a video accompanying this video in terms of upload. It will be the AAC Honey Badger Mark II Master Edition. Mark II? I'm sorry, I messed that up. It'll be the AAC Honey Badger Mark V Master Edition version 2. That'll be accompanying this video. That video will not have any editing into it so that you guys can see the difference between the two. So, this has been MrNingaWarrior, or MrNingaWarrior, however you want to say it. I do not mind either of them. With the M40A3 Divinity Edition, this is complete version 1, just about. Maybe a version 2 will come out later as an updated version with the bullets inside of it. I do not know. And a scope on it as well. That's a definite possibility. If you liked what you see, remember to comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. Hit the bell notification so that you get the little notification of whenever I go live. so that you guys can catch my live streams or when I upload a new video. Because it is getting towards the end of the year, it is time to start uploading all the guns that I have from this year. This year went by pretty quick, to be completely honest. So we're at the end of quarter number 3, I believe. We got another 3 months before the end of the year. And hopefully I kind of beat the record that I have last year. I believe last year we made a total of 66 guns. I'm hoping for a little bit over 75 this year. We'll see exactly where the numbers fall at the end of the year after everything is said and done and the review video comes out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said before, follow me Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I upload periodic posts every once in a while. It should be coming more periodically as I kind of work into this new work schedule that I have, and being able to use my laptop at work on their Wi-Fi and whatnot really definitely helps with that as well. Also, check out my website at bluejaythemeister.weebly.com. That is a good place to go to actually get some pretty interesting updates and views of guns that I potentially don't do reviews on. There are guns on there that actually don't have a review out right now that I need to work on. So go check that place out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. See you later. Peace.